Well, my friends, June 10th, and I have about 20 minutes to talk. Today I'm going to discuss two topics, my pronunciation and a very interesting topic that I recently learned about, survivorship bias or survival bias. And I actually wrote an article on Vkontakte, so if you need more details, and I wrote it in Russian, now I'm going to translate it in English. Oh well, what about my pronunciation? I watched my previous videos and I realized how terrible my pronunciation really is. For a very long time I thought it's okay. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not super American. I want to see my face, so I move it right over here. So it's not perfect. It's not American, but I thought it's decent. It's more or less good. But when I watch it, well, it's far from perfection. So I'm going to improve it too, because I'm not satisfied with that. I don't agree with that. I want to be better. And after that, I watched a video with Venya Pak. Probably you know him. He's a very famous blogger and he lives in the United States of America. And I like his pronunciation. He's very good at speaking American English. And then when I compared my accent to his accent, well, there was a huge difference in his favor, of course. He was much better than me, and I thought, yeah, he really sounds like an American. That's what he said, that he completely eliminated a Russian accent. So I believed him because, yeah, it sounded like this, exactly. But then I watched some videos with American native speakers, with Americans, and then again, I noticed this difference between native speakers and him, Venya. So no offense, I still respect his effort, but yeah, he's not perfect too. He's not really completely American. He's very neutral accent, but doesn't sound exactly like an American. And he lives in he's lived in America for 6 years now, and he said he eliminated it before going there. So when he was in Russia. Well, that gives me some food for thought. I think I can improve it better. I'm not sure if I can be like an American in terms of speaking and pronunciation. I'm gonna do some research on this question. So if you have some interesting resources, you can share with them. You can share with me those resources. I really appreciate that. So yeah, I went to work and I tried to watch some of his videos on how to improve your pronunciation. I know I didn't find something impressive or something extraordinary. It was just usual advice, ordinary advice, how to improve it. So mimic, copy, watch the videos and repeat after native speakers. He also said to record yourself. That's what I'm doing right now. I never recorded myself, and I thought for a long time that my pronunciation was good. Just thought. I never listened to myself from another perspective, from another point of view. And now I'm doing this, and I think just this step, and as he said, is going to help. It's going to fix, not necessarily fix entirely, but maybe improve the situation. And I think that's all about my pronunciation. Later, I'll talk about it in more detail. So what can I do about it? What exercises can I do, and if it's really worth it? It's worth it or not, because, well, you need, I don't know how many hours, because so far I've practiced English for 2 years, and huge part of it I practice my pronunciation, but still it's far from perfection, as I said. So I need something more than that. I need to read some books on this topic, if it's possible, really, to get rid of your accent completely. So okay, enough about it. I think I'm going to improve, and you'll see it. I hope you'll see it, and I'll see it, and we'll see it together. Yeah, and the next topic is really interesting. It's one of the logical fallacies, one of the logical errors, one of many, because there are many logical fallacies people may have, and also people may have cognitive biases. Does it take plural form? So yeah, there are more than 100, I believe. And this is so powerful. We're so vulnerable to these biases. I'm gonna call it biases. I'm gonna check it after the video. Because as I said, I don't check myself. I don't pause the video. If I make a mistake, I make a mistake. I admit it. I'm not perfect. And it's incredible how many mistakes are there, and how easy it is for us to fall into these mistakes, to fall into this trap. Well, and the least we can do about it is to learn how to deal with such situations, such things. So I did some research. Well, if it was a research, of course, I just read an article on Wikipedia and watched a couple of videos. It's the only thing I did. And I think I had a very good idea on what it really is, and I can talk about it. So I wrote an article in Russian. I gave some examples. I gave some personal examples. And honestly, I wanted to write something like this for a long time, because I'm sick of this statement. I'm sick of the following statement, that everyone can become everyone. Probably you've heard of this statement for many times. Everyone can become everyone. If you want to be Elon Musk, well, be Elon Musk. Just work hard, take this mindset. What else? Go to your dream. Don't give up, and all that BS. I'm sorry. Pardon for my French, but I don't agree with that. Sorry, man, but I don't agree with you. It's a quote from the movie Carter, Coach Carter. Sorry, man, but I don't agree with you. Absolutely. Completely. Well, what's the problem here? Because I think that the part of your development is what you can do about it, right? You can improve yourself. Absolutely. You can learn. You can take courses. You can learn a new language. You can train your body. You can work out. You can lose weight. You can gain weight. You can, read books. You can watch movies. You can talk to people. You can learn. Of course, absolutely. You can do it, but you can do it to a certain extent. To a certain extent. There are limits. Some people have more opportunities, more ability, better abilities, better skills, and they have their limits further away. Some people are more limited. So there are limits. We're limited everywhere. We can jump 3 meters high, I believe. Yeah, we can do it. Even the best athletes in the world, they can do it. They can perform the jump, without any gadgets or tools. Well, check me on that. 3 meters. I don't think so. It's about 250 or 260, something, but not 3 meters. It's impossible. This is our physical limit. We're born with that. Then again, human beings. We can run 100 meters faster than 9 seconds, 9.58. We can do it right now. Maybe we'll be able to do it later, but now it's impossible. And nobody in the world was able to do it. Well, that's about physical things. They're more or less understood well, because we see these limits, we can grasp it easily from our experience. But when we talk about some mental things, mental activities like learning, knowledge, experimenting, creating, imagination, what else? We think that we are limitless and we can do everything we want. Of course we can't. And that's what bothered me for a long time. Many people say, well, it's just hard work and you can do whatever you want. Oh, it just, not big deal. Elon Musk, just an ordinary guy. If you did the same, you would be him. Well, something like that. Or Einstein, or any other genius, great people. Many different areas. Well, they had their abilities, first of all. Their inherent abilities. They were born with. And after that, they applied like unhuman effort. After that, plus, the sign plus, not or. You don't have to choose between them. You have to have both of them. Huge talent and inborn abilities, and a lot of effort and time and motivation and work. So when these two things combine, when these two things combine, nothing really happens. We have a potential here. We have a potential only. And if there is a good opportunity, if there is a chance that this is planted in a good ground with all the necessary ingredients, chemicals, and we have enough water and we have enough sun, so by this I mean perfect environment. For example, if Albert Einstein was born, I don't want to offend anybody, but somebody in the desert, far away from the civilization, or in the jungles, well, is there a chance that he would create something? I'm not sure about it. So he was in the right place at the right time, and he did what he did. So we need to understand it. And because many people sell courses or sell their products, they use this notion, they use this logical fallacy to persuade people, to convince people on something. Well, I had one student and he made like $10 million after taking my course, and he made $1 million. And you know what? You can do the same. Just repeat the same steps. It's easy. Wow, and people go crazy, with their greedy eyes. Wow, I can do the same. Well, probably 0.001 you have this change, like a lottery, like playing in a blackjack, in a casino. Well, so what I wanted to talk really, I wanted to translate my article, but I went to completely different directions. So the only time I have now is to talk about this picture. And this is the perfect illustration of this phenomenon, this logical fallacy. So what is all about? During World War II, American army, they were examining their bombers, yeah, their airplanes that carried bombs. And they examined the bombers, the airplanes, they got back to the base. And they saw this picture. So by red dots you see the points of damage on their airplanes. So you see, this area between the wings is quite damaged, and this area on the ends of two wings and on the tail. So what do you think they did after that? What would you do? So they wanted to improve the success rate of going back to the base, because some of the bombers, obviously, they were hit and they crashed, they were destroyed, and some of the airplanes that successfully got back. And they saw this picture, they wanted to improve their armor, to add some extra levels of protection to their airplanes. And when they saw this picture, what do you think they did? What parts of the airplane did they have to improve? Did they have to attach new layers on? Think for a second. Just pause the video and think for a second. This area is the more intense with damage. This area a little bit less damaged, and the tail is almost not damaged at all. So what do you think? What's your answer? Now, the right answer is, they said, of course, we have to improve these parts that are damaged. Parts where we see these red dots. But they were wrong. Can you believe it? They were absolutely wrong. And one of the mathematician and statistician named Abraham Wald, I hope I spell it correctly, he said, no, guys, excuse me, but I don't agree with you. I have another opinion. Let me explain it to you. So we don't need to fix these parts. These are good. These parts are good. These are great. We don't need to fix it because even with all this damage, these airplanes, got back successfully. It's not lethal for them, right? It's not, this thing has not destroyed them, but we need to fix this part, the front and the back and the central part. Why? It's paradox. It's paradoxical. Because those planes who were hit in these areas, in the front, they were crashed. They crashed and they didn't get back. And American army couldn't inspect them, couldn't examine them because they simply didn't get back. They didn't have this information. They only saw those airplanes which survived. And this is why it's called a survival bias, because we only see one part of the picture. We only see those who survive, and we don't see all those airplanes that were damaged, that were destroyed, that crashed. You see, that's completely blown my mind. I think it's outstanding. And I found a lot of examples from Wikipedia and from my own experience as well, that this principle applies. When we have this mistake, what else? For example, sport. When you see an athlete, what do you think? Wow, he's powerful. For example, this football player, Aguero, I think. Look at him, how powerful he is, right? How strong his body is, how fast he is, how all his muscles. Look at them. Their bodies are great, physically well. They're perfectly built, have good speed. Their center of gravity is quite low, so they're very stable on the ground. It's very hard to push them on the ground. They're very stable. They're very fast. They have a perfect stamina. So they have all these abilities. And we might think for a second that this is football that made him like this. This is football. This is football that made them like this, that improved their abilities. But this is wrong. This is wrong again. This is a survivorship bias, because these are people who stayed in football. And all other football players, thousands, 10,000s, they are out of the game, out of football. Maybe they play football, but in a lower level, in an amateur level. And maybe they had injuries. Maybe it's difficult for them to compete with these athletes. So they just fell out. That's it. That's what happened. And some of them were injured very badly and had to quit sport forever. Even from my personal experience, I injured my knee very badly and I stopped my football career. I was playing football. So this is an example, not an example. So sports destroy people, destroy athletes. And they are those who survived. They can handle it. They can stand this pressure, this damage, this load, this workouts, practice, games, this incredible schedule. But we don't know how badly it really influences them. So what's going to happen to them after their football career? So what damages, what injuries they have already? They have a lot of injuries, especially knee, hips, ankles. A lot of injuries. You can check it. You can go to football website with statistics and you can find all the football players have 5, 10, 15 injuries of difficult severity. So this is survivorship bias. I didn't have enough time to explain all of it. I wanted really to translate my article, but that's even better because, again, I didn't prepare my speech. Okay, I have 4 minutes. So what else I can say? Okay, I'll give you one more example. something short. For example, yeah, business education. For example, I'm a business coach and I had 10,000 students. Well, and 1%, maybe even less, had great success. Had good success, let's say, and 1 or 2 students out of 10,000 had an incredible result. They made millions. And now, what do? I take these students, these most successful students, and I put them in my reviews. And I show it to people. Look at these guys. Look at this. Look at them. They are my best students. No, I don't say it. These are my usual students. And they just took my course. And look where they are. Well, they're great entrepreneurs now. They can travel around the world. They can buy expensive cars, expensive houses. Well, do you like it? Well, what's the problem? What's stopping you, man? Stopping you. Join my course. Don't you see? They took my course and they have what they have now. And you can do the same. You are the creator of your dreams. You know, the sky's the limit. You can do whatever you want. You see where it's coming. You can do whatever you want. You can create your own dream. Don't give up. Don't give in. Create your own future. Learn. Use this knowledge to create your wealth. That's easy. As simple as that. If they did it, you can do it. Well, this is, guys, again, the illustration. So he doesn't talk about, 9,999 students that were unsuccessful. Well, they were less successful. No, their results were not remarkable at all. Well, maybe they made something, but they didn't even pay off the price they paid for this course. It didn't even pay off. And there's nothing to brag about with those students. But some of the students, they did make remarkable results. And yeah, that's the limited vision, the limited amount of data that we consider. And this leads us to wrong results. So be careful. Learn about this fallacy. Learn about other fallacies. It's very beneficial. And for more info, go to Wikipedia, for example, go to YouTube, watch more videos. And you'll find these examples and other examples if you're interested in this area. I think it's a very good topic we need to learn. I mean, all people should know about it. These are logical fallacies that we can make, logical mistakes we can make on a regular basis, every day. That's frustrating. Okay, thank you, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.